Well, Irving police say an argument at work led to a deadly shooting inside a Wingstop restaurant.
The suspect, 22-year-old Mark Anthony Leon, was an employee. His victim, 19-year-old Christopher Govea, was the manager on duty. After the argument, police say Govea sent Leon home, and that's when the shooting started. Fox 4's David Centenary spoke with the Govea family, who says he was a hard worker who took care of his family. David.
Yeah, most 19-year-olds are concerned about friends, parties, and, just having fun. But not this 19-year-old. His family says he was all about hard work. He worked 2 jobs just trying to provide for his parents. Unfortunately, police say it was at one of those jobs that a disgruntled coworker, someone who was working under him, shot and killed him.
He was a good kid, very hardworking.
Hardworking might be an understatement to describe 19-year-old Christopher Govea.
That's all he did. He just worked. He just wanted to get his parents to move forward, because his dad's not good in health and his mom can't work because she's taking care of him, so he wanted to get them a house. That's the reason why he was working 2 jobs.
Govea worked at a grocery store. He was also a manager at a Wingstop. Tragically, it was at that Wingstop in Irving where police say a fellow employee shot Govea Monday evening.
He was just there doing his job like he had to do. And because he was doing his job, he got killed for it.
Police say Govea sent home the alleged shooter, 22-year-old Mark Anthony Leon, after an argument. Prior to leaving Wingstop, however, police say Leon pulled out a pistol from his waistband and shot Govea several times.
You can't believe it, he didn't have a chance to live. He was barely getting to live.
Another employee suffered graze wounds to his head and leg.
I just hope the shooter, he repents for what he did and actually thinks about what he did. He took someone's son, someone's uncle, someone's brother.
Govea's brother-in-law says throughout the years, he saw Govea become a man.
He was a little kid before and carried himself that way, but now, I saw he walked around with his head held high and just a good head on his shoulders.
Now, inside the family's apartment is a memorial.
They just can't believe it, the youngest of 7.
Serving as a place to reflect on the young man's loving sacrifices.
It's a big achievement for him, and for him to still do that and still be providing for his family is something that's incredible, that not many people my age can do. And for a 19-year-old to do that, it's incredible.
Leon is charged with murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He's scheduled to be transferred here to the Dallas County Jail from Irving's jail either sometime tonight or tomorrow. So bond has not yet been set. I want to also point out that police say he was relatively new to that job at Wingstop, less than a month.
We begin tonight at 6 with a CBS 2 exclusive. You may have seen this hours-long SWAT standoff unfold here on CBS 2 this morning. The man at the center of it all on the run after police say he shot a mother and her 2 children.
That mother now detailing the horror she lived through that night. To CBS 2's Marissa Perlman. We must warn you, this may be hard to hear and see.
That had to be the most terrifying thing that I ever been through in my life.
We met Antoinette Newsom, where she's been recovering from 7 gunshot wounds.
I woke up to a gun in my face.
She wants you to see what domestic violence did to her and her family. Matson police say this man, the father of 3 of her kids, shot her while she was sleeping. She believes he snuck into her home, hid for hours, and attacked.
My 2 babies was in the bed. And my baby got out and she said, "Mommy, please don't die."
She survived physically, but she'll live with this forever.
The 3 bullets in the chest they couldn't take out, so I have to keep that forever.
She won't be able to use her arm properly again.
Yeah, it was a bullet.
She was also shot in the chin and head. Her 12-year-old son, Junior, heard the shots from the next room and tried to help her. He was shot too. Her daughter, 23, sleeping downstairs, was shot and beaten.
To shoot kids, what type of monster are you?
The suspect seen on surveillance running from their home with a gun in his hand. But this morning, almost 2 weeks after this nightmare, in Roseland, Lander Coleman was spotted with a gun and engaged in an almost 10-hour standoff with the FBI, SWAT, and police.
It's finally over.
What do you think it took to get there?
You. The power of the media. Chicago police, Matson police, the FBI is what happened. They worked hard. They worked so hard in the little time that they had, and they caught him.
They caught him 2 days after we first showed you Wednesday what happened inside this home. Less than 2 days before the shooting, Newsom was granted an order of protection after what she calls years of domestic abuse. She says she tried to add their kids to that protective order, but a judge denied it, and Coleman was allowed to ask for parenting time.
What would you say to other domestic violence victims, survivors?
Never give up. The system is hard to navigate through. Never give up. Keep pushing. Stay safe. That's all you really can do.
We're told Coleman is recovering at the University of Chicago with minor injuries. Newsom is one of 28,000 people in Cook County who filed for orders of protection in the last year alone. In the newsroom, Marissa Perlman, CBS 2 News.
First of all praises to the Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakadash. Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers and sisters in recognition to observing this day for worshiping the Most High. Sundown this evening to sundown tomorrow evening, my people, let's get some rest, worship, and praises in to the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Why? Because it is a commandment throughout all of our dwellings. And simply because He's worthy of it, more than worthy of it. Words can never express how worthy, you know. Now, the thing is this. As we can see from those prior videos that we just watched, there is a lot of madness that's going out through the earth. Those 3 clips right there was an example of such right here in America, okay? And that is why it is important for us to be aware of what's going on. You understand? Today, we're going to study the word contention. Some of you may already know what contention means, but for those of you that don't, you're going to learn today, okay? And what we are to do when dealing with contentious people. Because this thing is terrible. It is violent. You know, it's full of wrath. It's full of strife. That's what basically makes up the whole entire word contention, okay? But before we do, we're going to go over in 1 Peter 5:8, because after all, we know who's behind contention, contentious men and women, okay? Now, it reads, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Okay? This is basically what it all boils down to. Okay? This is what's behind contention. Okay? Now, here in 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1, and it reads, now the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Okay? That has a lot to do, as far as doctrines go, saying basically that there's no hell, you know, and anything that goes against what the Most High's word speaks. But what I want you guys to actually focus on is this. Seducing spirits running about, okay? I took this picture just last night, and as you can see, this is of the sky. I was driving when I did it. That's the reason why a lot of time they look fuzzy, but the thing is this. Spirits roaming in the air, seducing people to do a lot of crazy and evil things, okay? I want you guys to understand that. Now, I'm not saying those particular ones are the ones responsible for it, because far as I know, they could be angels. I do not know. I'm not really sure, but I know I have seen some that I know for a fact they ain't angels. See, and these are seducing spirits that's causing a lot of contention, causing people to act by ways of violence to the point you can't even reason with them. You understand? You got people killing their parents, parents killing the children. You understand? Look at the situation happening at the restaurants between the manager and the employee. You understand? And not to mention, where you got the domestic disputes, between a man and a woman. Things are off of the chain now. That's what it all boils down to. Now let's get into the meaning of contention right here. Okay, I'm gonna start here in the Strong's. And first of all, it says in Proverbs 26:21, as coals are burning coals and wood to fire, so it is a contentious man to kindle strife, which equals a contentious, quarrelsome man. Okay. And also it says over here, when it comes to a contentious woman, same thing, oftener a contentious woman. Proverbs 21 verse 9. And it reads, it is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house. Okay, this is just how bad it is to deal with contentious people. You see, it is better to basically separate yourself from around these folks. You understand? Before something bad happens. I don't care who it is. Makes no difference. Relatives, so-called friends, best friends, whatever. A significant other. It's better to put distance between you and these people if you cannot get along. Even if it's on a job, if it's that bad and you took all the precautions that you need to take, you understand, to address the situation by even going over that person's head, nothing's getting done, find another job. It's better that way. Now, here in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 10, only by pride cometh contention, but with the well advised is wisdom. I just said wisdom when I said depart from contentious people by any means necessary, because if you don't, the worst can come of it. You see, that's what this whole scripture basically, boils down to. We got a lot of prideful people out here. You know what I mean? Like, I dare you look at me the wrong way. Who are you? And they everywhere. They are everywhere, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I dare you look at, what did you say to me? Hey, how you doing? Don't speak. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I said, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I heard you. Who you think you is? Don't be questioning me and all that mess. That's contentious right there. You see what I'm saying? Walk on, unless otherwise you got to deal with it. Here in Proverbs 15:18, and it reads, a wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeaseth strife. Okay? Wrathful man goes right back to that root word, contention. Strife does, Strife, it all goes together. The word strife goes back to the root word contention. See what I mean? Now, we can be slow to anger and appease strife, you understand? But some people continue, if they see that you are slow to anger, they do more and more and more to get you to that point. You see? Walk on unless otherwise. You see, that's what this boils down to. Now, here in Proverbs 17:14, and it reads, the beginning of strife is as when one letteth out water. Therefore leave off contention before it be meddled with. See, it said leave off contention. How do we leave off contention? If it's within ourselves and we leaving off contention, what do we do? If we're dealing with that one bringing the contention. Let me show you over here in Proverbs 22:10. And it reads, cast the scorner and, let's read it again. Proverbs 22:10. Cast out the scorner and contention shall go out. yea, strife and reproach shall cease. See that? Remember when I said strife is with the root word contention. Reproach as well. All of this. The thing is to do, cast them out. If you're living with a person, you know, and they keeping up strife in your house and contention, cast them out. In your life, that's basically your house. Your life is. You don't want people that brings about strife and contention in your house. Cast them out. How do you do that? Stop dealing with them. That's what it all boils down to. You understand? Because these people will lead you down a path to where, you understand, you just don't want to be. You just do not want to be, and that's just what it boils down to. And sometimes they will actually sacrifice themselves to do it. Even if what I'm saying, even if it will to cost them their lives or their freedom, they will do it because it means that much to them, because they are doing the devil's will. That's what it boils down to. They're doing the will of the devil. You see. And at that time, that's all they care about. It's the seducing spirits that are controlling these people. Okay? Now we're going to go over here in James chapter 3, verse 14. And it reads, "But if ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, glory not, and lie not against the truth." Okay? We know somebody, all of us know somebody that's envious hearted. All of us do. No matter what. And these people always bring about what? Strife. What's the root word of strife? Contention. They always do in all kinds, you understand, of situations. That's all they care about, is basically arguing and brawling to get their point across, and it's got to be their way or no way at all. And there's nothing wrong with that if you are right. But these people don't be right. They be wrong. That's just what it is. Now, this is what we got to do as a people of the Most High. Walking in the Spirit. Walking in the Spirit. This is how we walk in the Spirit, okay? Galatians 5:16. "I say then, walk in the Spirit, and you shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." 5:17, Galatians. "For the flesh lusts against the Spirit, and the Spirit against the flesh, and these are contrary to one another, so that you do not do the things that you wish." I'm gonna stop right there for now, and I'm gonna just say this: the flesh and the Spirit are at war with each other, and the one that gets fed the most is the strongest. If you feed your flesh more than you feed your spirit, then your flesh is going to be stronger than your spirit. And there will be no walking in the Spirit. You will be walking in your flesh, meaning you will be giving in to things of the flesh. All of your worldly desires. The Most High say, for those that love the world are in enmity with Him. I'm paraphrasing, but it's some to that. I have to find the scripture. You see. So you got to deny your flesh, you understand, and feed the Spirit and grow stronger in the Spirit. Therefore, your spirit will rule your flesh. That's how it works. Galatians 5:18. "But if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under law. Now, the works of the flesh are evident, which are adultery, fornication, uncleanliness, and lewdness." Okay? Idolatry, sorcery, hatred, contentions, jealousies, outbursts of wrath, selfish ambitions, dissensions, and heresies. Okay? Galatians 5:21. Envy, murders, drunkenness, rivalries, and the like, of which I tell you beforehand, just as I have also told you in times past, that those who practice such things will not inherit the kingdom of Yahweh. Why? Simply because these are the workings of the flesh. You see, all of those clips that we just watched, those 3 clips that is, was all of the workings and giving in to the flesh. You see, people lose their life behind that, man. You see, that's what it boils down to, okay? Now, in Galatians 5:22 here it is. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Against such there is no law. Okay? That's what it is. That's it. Doesn't get any more. There's no law against these things right here. And I think the only time we're ever going to know this way of life, Galatians 5:22 and 5:23, is the day if we were to ever make it into the kingdom. Because here in this disposition in time, it's all about wickedness. You understand? And what these people are doing, because they're being controlled by outer forces, because they fed their flesh so much that is an overpower and just basically killed their own spirit. Remember, the Most High said, flesh cannot inherit the kingdom of heaven. These bodies are not going into the kingdom of heaven. And if this is what you're living by, your impulses of your body, guess what? Well, you're not going, just what the word just said. You're not going to inherit the kingdom of God. You're not. And that's basically what it all boils down to. That's all I got on this one, my people. I hope I said something to stimulate your spiritual growth. And I hope you found this lesson edifying. All praises to the Father Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Ruach. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.